So it's finally time for the bike reveal, and just out of interest, Darla, who has followed me for a while, she is the first person that got the question right. What bike have I got next? I think up to making this video, actually, she's probably the only person that's got it right. So thank you for all your guesses, appreciate it. And Darla, you will have these grips sent over to you very, very soon. So well done for that. And yeah, it's time for the reveal. Here we go. She is a GSXR 750. Even the cows have come to have a look and they think it's amazing. So yeah, some of you might be surprised why I'm on a 750 and not a 1000cc. Well, I'll get into that, so just bear with me a second, but let me tell you a little bit about this bike first. It is absolutely mint condition. There is not a single scratch on the paintwork. I've had a look over this with a fine tooth comb. There is a couple of tiny stone chips at the front, as you would expect, but you can almost barely notice them. It is stunning. It has got front and rear carbon huggers. It's got a HM Quickshifter, which works really well. Renthal rear sprockets, gold chain, crash protection. It has a Brembo front master cylinder and lever, and I'm almost certain they're Brembo discs. It's got a Yoshi full system, diamond rear sets. It's been dynoed. It's got a performance air filter. It's basically got everything you would want to do to a bike. So when I went to view this bike, well, I saw it online first, and I thought that it's almost too good to be true. Like, it looked mint. So I went to view it the week before last, I think it was, and I was so impressed with it, and I snapped it up basically. Put a deposit down there and then, and yeah, I'm really pleased with it. She's stunning. She rides really well. It does. I am going to have to get new plugs in it, but the dealers agreed to cover the cost of the new plugs and a new fuel filter. But yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. So why have I gone down to a 750? Well, two reasons. One reason is that I wanted one of these years and years ago, but I ended up buying the Kawasaki Z750 instead, because at the time I used to race a lot of off-road endurance, and I was so used to the upright, elbows out, aggressive position, I decided to go with the Kawasaki. But looking back, you know, I sort of wish I'd have maybe got the 750, because like I said, I've wanted one of these for years. I haven't really spoke about it much, but you know, back then it was like, yeah, this is gorgeous. And a friend of mine had one in black and red, and it was just stunning. I fell in love with it. So this accident and having to get a new bike was an opportunity, as soon as I saw this bike, to get a bike that I wanted years ago. But the other reason, and the main reason, was, and you're not going to believe this, my insurance company, well, not my insurance company, the insurance industry, when I went on to get quotes for another Fireblade, and I did a quote on an R1 as well, but I was coming in at average £300 per month, would you believe it or not? Now, prior to that, I was paying £35 a month fully comp on my Fireblade, and now the insurance companies were charging me an average of £300 a month, or quoting me. It's ridiculous, you know, for the fact that I've just had an accident. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I had a couple of choices: either wait a few months and then try and get more quotes, or just get a bike, and I really wanted a bike. So like I say, hence the GSXR 750, which is absolutely stunning. And this is the K8, which I think is the best looking version of the GSXR years. You know, from about 04, 05, they were a different shape. They changed in 2006 or 2006 and 7, and then 2008, slight changes to the shape of the headlights, and the styling. But yeah, I absolutely love it. She is stunning. So there you go, folks. This is the bike reveal. AD Bike Life is back on a GSXR 750, which I absolutely love. I just absolutely love it. It sounds amazing, and I don't know how good that noise from the exhaust is coming through this this microphone. That Quickshifter just works really well. I'm going to go left. Yeah, the Quickshifter works really well. I'm going to pull onto some quieter roads so that I can talk to you properly. So yeah, I'm back riding now, but I'm going to take it easy, just build myself back into it because of my injury. So I had a broken collarbone, and that happened just under 6 weeks ago, and the healing process is really gone really fast. Actually, I've purposely not done very much with it. I've followed the doctor's advice, and then in the last few days, maybe a week or so, I've been doing some movement, some stretching. But I had an x-ray yesterday, and they basically said, yeah, it's healing really well, surprisingly quick. And I had a conversation with the doctor, and I said, look, I feel I'm okay. There's a slight discomfort depending on what I'm doing, but the pain is pretty much gone, and I've got full range of movement. Well, probably 95% of movement back. So she examined me, tested my movement, etc., and said, yeah, you're all good, as long as you feel comfortable and there's no pain when you're driving and when you're riding, just go for it. So I got the all clear. That was really good. So I thought I'd get out while I can and just make this video for you. I will do a full review at some point soon when the weather's better. I'll take it for a good blast on a mixture of different roads, and I will give you a full review once I get used to it, once I get to know the bike properly. But it's very intuitive, like it feels comfortable, it feels smooth. The noise is amazing, the brakes are really good. This Brembo master cylinder and lever and discs, I'm sure they're Brembo discs. It's brilliant. It rides really sweet. Now obviously compared to the Fireblade, this is like more highly strung, you know. It's a lower capacity, so it's going to rev higher, but it's just stunning. So yeah, absolutely love it. But yeah, so the HM Quickshifter, I think this is a HM Quickshifter Plus, uses a strain gauge to detect pressure on the gear lever, and then when it does detect pressure, it cuts the time into the coils, and therefore allows you to change gear without rolling off the power, because it takes the power off for you. I don't actually know where I'm going here. I'm just riding. So yeah, but it works really well. But as I say, I don't use the Quickshifter from first to second, because the kill time, I'm probably getting too complicated now. If you don't know what I mean by all of this, don't worry about it. But if you know what I mean, folks, and you're familiar with Quickshifters, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So this HM Quickshifter, you can change two settings. You can change the sensitivity, so how sensitive it is when it detects movement in the gear lever, and then you can change the kill time, so how long it cuts the power for during gear changes. And when it's designed, when it's set up properly, the gap between first and second gear is too big. So if you use the Quickshifter from first to second, it will be like a jerky gear change. So really, you should change gear normally from first to second, and then third, fourth, fifth and sixth you can use the Quickshifter, but it works best at higher revs because the engine's spinning faster, and therefore allows the gears to change smoother. But yeah, I mean, once you get used to it and once you know what you're doing, like with a Quickshifter as well, I've ridden with Quickshifters many times before, but I've never actually put one on one of my bikes. So living with one will be interesting. So far so good. You've just got to know how to use them and when to use them and when not to use them. So yeah, I'm waffling on, folks. I am waffling on. It is busy. The traffic is busy because it is 10 to 8 in the morning and I'm out and about hooning around on a very loud GSXR 750. Who doesn't love a loud exhaust, right? Apart from the Karens of the world. Yeah, but I said, like, I've got to get out, you know, I've got to get out when I can now, because if I don't, it could be months and months before I'm back on a bike, and this lovely machine is going to be sitting all lonely, not being ridden, and I can't do that to this baby. She's gorgeous, she's too gorgeous not to ride, you know. So whenever conditions are suitable, I will be out riding, and of course creating content for all you lovely people. It does feel good to be back talking to you all again, actually. One thing I've bloody forgot to do, by the way, does anyone else do this? I forgot to put my fucking earplugs in. I do this a lot. I'm gonna have to pull over and put my earplugs in. So yeah, just out on a short blast, really, just a local one. I'm not, I think it's due to rain at like 9-10 o'clock today, and the last thing I want to do is get this bike covered in shit. That would break my fucking heart. She just smoothly bangs through the gears. It's good to be back on a bike, it's good to be back making content. Hello, biker. Oh, she screams. She doesn't scream in protest, she screams in pleasure when you wind her on. Fucking awesome. Awesome. The other thing as well, right, like, when you really think about it, even though I've gone to, I'm now on a 750 rather than a 1000cc, I mean, it's not like you're going to be riding any slower on the road, right? It's not like I'm missing out on any usable power, because, you know, whether it be a 600, 750, 1000, you're never going to use all the power anyway on the road. That's a given, like, we all know that. So I'm not going to be any slower on this. If anything, because it's slightly lighter and a little bit more nimble than the Fireblade, then I might be a little bit quicker. In a straight line, obviously it's not going to cut it compared to the Fireblade. You know, it doesn't have the top end power. But again, you know, riding on the road in conditions, in normal conditions, like, it doesn't matter, right? So yeah, there's nothing, I don't see this as a downgrade. I really don't. I see it as an awesome bike for what it is. And as I said earlier, it's a bike that I wanted years ago, but I finally got one. Oh, she is so fucking sweet. You just point it and it squirts exactly where you want it to go. Keep it clean. No, no rude comments. But do you know what I mean? She goes where you want it to go. She's so agile, and it's almost like I said earlier, she's more highly strung than the Fireblade, and that's true. In the Fireblade you can be a bit lazier, right, with the gearing. In the Fireblade you can cruise along in fifth and then slow down to about 30 miles an hour and pull away again without even changing gear. On this, or same on a 600, you can't really do that, and that's not healthy anyway for the engine. You know, lugging the engine isn't healthy, but you need to use the gearbox on this a little bit more. And therefore it's more involving, right? It feels a little bit more involving, and I absolutely love it. I really do. I love it. It's not any less comfortable than the Fireblade. The Fireblade was a pretty relatively comfortable sports bike. I mean, I did 2 European tours on the Fireblade, and this bike I'll be taking to Europe next year. But comparatively, it's not uncomfortable. It's not, even though the bike is you know, physically smaller by a little bit, it's not uncomfortable. You know, it's not unbearable, even with these rear sets. even with the rear sets are probably at the right position for me. I did have to adjust the gear lever slightly, the toe piece, the knuckle of the gear lever. I had to move that down a notch because I was finding it too much of a struggle to get my foot underneath and change gear and then bring it back on top to move back down the gears. But it is yeah, she's absolutely stunning, and I'm just going to push her back up this curb and stop and have a break.